Mic check, mic check. Family, I'm glad you clicked in to check in with me, Mr. Batchwood's Kicking Family. This is the wins and losses for week 4 in football. So let's get down with the get down and let's do the rundown real quick. The 1 and 2 Lions at the 2 and 1 Bears. The Bears are home favorite. I got the Bears. They got to keep pace. It's going to be rough up there in the NFC North. The Lions have shocked me. They've started Stafford. They've got to win. They look like they're going to get a couple of more this year. The 2 and 1 Bengals at the 0 and 3 Browns. I'm not surprised about the Browns. There's a lot of turmoil with Eric Mangenius. I don't know what he's going on over there, but so far it sounds as if people are clamoring for him to be gone by not even Thanksgiving. We're talking Halloween. So they take on the 2 and 1 Bengals. The Bengals are favored on the road at the Browns, and the Bengals could have just been 3 and 0 like several other teams in the league. I've got the Bengals versus the Browns. The 1 and 2 Raiders at the 1 and 2 Texans. All right, the Texans are home and they're favored. The Texans could have had a better record than what the 1 and 2 suggests, but they've had a couple of bad breaks. But then again, that's why you play the game. You come on out. The Raiders, on the other hand, I thought they would be doing much better than this, but they're paying Jamarcus Russell a lot of money. They let go of Jeff Garcia, who's just released from the Eagles for a roster spot, so he's been moving around. The Raiders would have been well served if they would have kept Garcia to at least push Russell to be a little bit better because of the what's going on out there. So Raiders at the Texans. Texans at home favorite. I got the Texans. The 1 and 2 Seahawks at the 3 and 0 Colts. Colts are home. They're favored. I'm taking the Colts. No need to talk about that. The Seahawks, they got a rough way to go. The 0 and 3 Titans at the 1 and 2 Jaguars. The Titans are favored. I've got the Titans. They're much better than 0 and 3, but then Bill Parcells would say your record is what they say you are. But okay, that's from the big tuna himself. That was one of his sayings. So I'm taking the 0 and 3 Titans at the Jaguars, and the Titans are favored on the road over there. Okay, the 3 and 0 Giants against the 0 and forever. Jeez, I'm sorry. I had to get that out because that was a little bit of it got me choked up there because the Giants are on a roll. I figured that they would run through their first 5 games. They're favored against the Chiefs. I'm taking the Giants. As you know, the Chiefs have already traded Yancey Thigpen over to Miami for a conditional draft pick, and the Chiefs have not been able to get on the roll, even though they spent a lot of money for Matt Castle. Okay, the 3 and 0 Ravens at the 2 and 1 Patriots. Okay, a lot of people are wondering if the Ravens are for real, and the Ravens is going to make a run and kick some butt. And I'm taking the 3 and 0 Ravens against the 2 and 1 Patriots. I think unless you can get your running game going where you can make Ray and the company back up and chill out for a hot minute, that's the only way you're going to do it. If you're going to go in the air, forget it. They're going to be all over you. You got Ed Reed. He's a ball hawk, man. One of the best ball hawks I've ever seen playing pro football. We've got the 0 and 3 Buccaneers at the 1 and 2 Redskins. Okay, the 0 and 3 Buccaneers, they might have it. I was thinking about the Buccaneers might get a win against the Redskins because the Redskins gave up a win to the Detroit Lions, and it would seem as if the Redskins would be the cure-all for those bottom feeder teams. But I don't think so. You know what? The Redskins are favored. I'm going out on a limb. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Redskins, and the Redskins are home favorite. The 1 and 2 Bills at the 0 and 3 Dolphins. All right, we already know that Terrell Owens is just going with the plays that they call, man. I'm just going with the plays that they call. Okay, his streak, consecutive catches, stopped. He hasn't thrown any teammates under the bus. When I just made that statement about I'm just doing what the plays that they call was because it was a very contentious press conference between Terrell Owens and the media. Me, personally, I think the media wanted to light that fuse and set him off. Being that he was confrontational in his answers and not giving them what they want, those guys got pissed and upset. It's like, yo, you wasn't giving me what I want. You know what? Too bad. He stood at the podium, answered it, and he answered it the way he felt that he was answered. Because, look, he was pissed. The streak was broken. And then you sports guys want to get all twisted. Get your shorts in a bunch over what? He did his job. He didn't give you your answers. That's too bad. Getting back to the Bills and the Dolphins, the Bills are favored on the road, 1 and 2 against the 0 and 3 Dolphins. I'm taking the Bills. The Dolphins is going to have a rough year. They're not going to get nowhere near what they did 11 and 5 last year. Once again, Bills over the Dolphins. 3-0 Jets at the 3-0 Saints. Man, this is a rough one. As you already know, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid of the Jets. Yes, Rex Ryan, I bellied up to the table. You can see how big that man is, and I'm getting probably as big as him because he's feeding me that Kool-Aid, baby. And this is what we've got. We got a 3-0 Jets at the 3-0 Saints. The Saints are at home, and they're favored. And I'm sorry. This might be a rough one for the Jets, but I'm taking the Saints at home. Hey, this is what I'm seeing right here. You know, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid, but not this time. Okay, now the 2-1 Cowboys at the 3-0 Broncos. The Cowboys are favored on the road in Denver. Kind of shocking to me because I didn't even think the Broncos would reach 3 wins at this point in the season. You know, I already figured that they would be in turmoil, but Kyle Orton has come around and he's been doing a few things. They've caught a couple of breaks in order to get to 3-0, and here they sit at home, bringing in the Cowboys who figured that they would have 2 home victories back-to-back with the Giants, and then with Delhomme and Steve Smith in that crew, but that didn't happen. They got Delhomme, but they didn't get the Giants. Too bad, Jerry Jones, picking your nose on national TV. All righty then. Once again, the Cowboys at the Broncos, and you know what? I'm going crazy. I've been drinking Kool-Aid a lot lately. I'm going with the Broncos. All right, the 0-3 Rams at the 2-1 49ers. The 49ers are home, and they are favored. The 49ers could have easily have been 3-0 if Brett Favre, the legend of the gunslinger shooting people down, didn't hit my man in the back of the end zone with 2 seconds left on the clock. That's a legend. That's a Hall of Famer. Leave Brett Favre alone. But we're not talking about the Vikings right now. We're talking about the Rams and the 49ers. The Rams, where they're going, they're 0-3. It's going to be a tough year for Mr. Spagnuolo. And the 49ers are home favored. I'm taking the 49ers. Okay, the last game on the docket for that Sunday is the 2-1 Chargers at the 1-2 Steelers. Steelers are home and favored. The Steelers should have been a much better along than what they are right now. They don't have a real running game. Big Ben has got to drop back and keep throwing and finding passes. They're going to have to try it. I've seen something, the reports are talking about they're going to sit Limas Swede. All right, you should have known something when Swede dropped that ball in the Super Bowl and then laid there like he was hurt. He was embarrassed, so... Yo, you guys got to earn your spot and keep it. All right, once again, the 2-1 Chargers at the 1-2 Steelers. I've got the 2-1 Chargers. Don't worry, I got my Kool-Aid right here, guys. Okay, just to let you know that, yes, I do keep it handy just in case. I normally do it between sets. What? You caught me. All right, the Monday night game, the 2-1 Packers at the 3-0 Vikings. The Vikings are home favorite. Biggest game of the weekend, ratings-wise. Ratings-wise. I didn't say games-wise. I said ratings-wise. I believe that the Monday night game will smash all kinds of ratings records due to the fact that Brett Favre is playing against his team, and this has been in the making for 2 years. Remember, he had to play with the Jets last year and got a torn muscle. Man, Genius and Tannenbaum hit it from the league, and then they got fined and all this other stuff, talking about sending down Brett Favre, but Brett Favre's a player. What you going to say now? There is no schism, as they said now, in the Viking locker room. Because why? They're all behind that man. And Packers 2-1 at the 3-0 Vikings. I got the Vikings. And the bye week for this week is the Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers, and Eagles. And that's Mr. Batch. I'm out of here like I stole something.